What is up, everybody? It's Lloyd from Iron Dog Journey. It's Sunday. It is a great day to have a great day. So yesterday I managed to get 40 pull-ups, 40 solid pull-ups in at the park. My daughter was playing with some little friends there, and there was nobody else there, and I busted out 10 really strong pull-ups, bar to chest, and then I kept coming back and I ended up getting 40. I would have done more, but the grandma or the great grandma of the kids started talking to me, and my goodness, she wouldn't stop, so I didn't end up getting any more pull-ups. But yeah, it's a great day, man. I'm glad I did it. I was also able to mow the lawn yesterday of the old house. Our other house is for sale now, so I was able to get another mow in, and it's a third of an acre, so it's a very big yard. So that's good. I got some reading in. I'm reading a book called Life is Messy. Man, what a great book so far. I'm really enjoying it. And I might talk about that a little bit here, but I got a little bit of meditation in, and it was a great day all around. So yeah, I'm happy with day one for sure, and day two is starting out good. Got myself 100 burpees, 100 sit-ups, I think 5 rounds on the heavy bag. I didn't really pay attention. 4 or 5, I think it was 5, but yeah, it's good stuff, man. So yeah, how about that? Life is messy, huh? It's, the book essentially starts by saying, life is messy, but for some reason as humans, we tend to try to fix things. We want order in our life. So, when things aren't perfect and pretty and beautiful, we feel like they're broken and they need to be fixed. And the book argues that maybe they don't need to be fixed. Sometimes things are better broken. And they gave an example of, I think it's Japanese culture. I'm not sure. And I'm going to slaughter this name because I don't remember, but it's kintsugi or something like that. But essentially what it is when a vase or a cup or a bowl or something is broken, in the Western world, you grab the broom and sweep it up and toss it in the trash can because now it's broken, it's worthless, we don't want it anymore. But over there, they actually take the pieces and they take great care to put the bowl or the plate back together in a more ornate way. They use gold inlay, and it becomes more precious to them after it's repaired. I thought that was fascinating. So they take something that we would have just thrown away and made it better. And I think that's fascinating because in my life I've felt broken, most of my life because, I was kind of but I was brought up kind of feeling like I wasn't really worthwhile in many ways. I definitely took backseat to all the problems in the house, and I felt like I was kind of worthless because I didn't have value. And I've learned over the years, and I'm learning, I should say. I'm never done learning, but I have a lot of value, and we all do. And everybody who thinks, I'm not good enough, you're totally good enough. People think, oh, I'm overweight, I'm not smart, I'm not talented, I'm poor, whatever the deal is. You don't feel like you have something to give, to offer to the world or to those around you, and that's 100% not true. Your very being here is a gift to everybody and yourself. And I think we need to realize that. And I think the more we realize that, the more valuable we become. Because then all of a sudden you realize that your life is full of gifts. You're full of gifts. You have talents. Like, sometimes people think, well, I don't really have any talents. I don't do anything. I don't have anything to offer. That's not true at all. I think every single person out there has something. You know, whether they realize it or not, they do. It might be undeveloped. You might not have done anything with it yet, but you have talents, believe me. So you should be proud of yourself. And I'm working on being proud of myself as well. So yesterday I was looking at the video that I made and for day one, and I realized that most of the video, the music's too loud. You know, if I'm gonna do this voiceover style, then the music can't be so loud. Otherwise, it's way too competing, and you can't really listen anyways. For those who are listening, if any. So, lessons learned. But that's the cool thing about experimenting. You know, you learn lesson after lesson, and if you adapt and grow, you're winning, you know, and that's cool. I think overall today I don't have a lot to say. I'm very thankful to be here still. I'm thankful for day 2, and I'm thankful for where this is going. So this goal, 100 days, goes up until July 1st. You know, it's funny. Every year, you know, they say the summer body is made in the winter or whatever, you know, and I've threatened to always get in shape, you know, and this will be finally, you know, it's always going to be finally, this will be my year, you know, to go to the swimming pool and feel good about myself and take off my shirt and not feel embarrassed and et cetera, et cetera. And every year somehow, you know, it rolls around and I don't do what I should have done, and there's excuses, and I get sick and time passes and blah, blah, blah. And you know, summer comes along and you're like, oh, well, okay, I guess that didn't really happen, right? And, well, you know what? This year, it actually might happen if I make it happen. That's the one thing about life. We have choices. Everything in our life, for the most part, is a choice. You don't think it is sometimes, but the reality is, yeah, there's consequences for sure. So you have choices, but there are consequences. But if you want to, you know, it's a choose your own adventure. If you want to set your alarm, you want to get up, you want to exercise, you can do that. You have that power to do that. If you want to switch jobs, switch jobs. You want to learn a new trade, learn a new trade, learn a new trick, play the guitar, or whatever it is that you want to do. Yeah, we can't choose everything in life, but we can choose how we react to it. And you'd be amazed at how many things that you can control around you in your life. And sometimes by letting go of control, you start taking control. Because, you know, we worry about time, we worry about money, we worry about resources. And the more you let go of worrying about those things, the more abundant they become. It's pretty cool. I mean, you can create your own character in this game, you know. Like, I've transformed myself into a completely different character, you know. Like, I used to be very, very skinny, and then I got overweight, and then I got lazy, and then, you know, in my mid-30s, my mid-30s, I bought a camera, and all of a sudden I became a photographer. but not just a photographer, but I had people around the world loving my images. Like, people collected my stuff. People loved my work, which was like, it blew my mind, truly blew my mind. Yeah, I have to admit, it was good. My photography is, I worked with hundreds of models, and it was good. The reaction was crazy though. Like, I was the shyest kid in school. I had no friends because we moved so many times, and I was shy, etc. And next thing you know, I've got all these people wanting to work with me, and it was amazing, truly amazing. And I did that just by creating the person I wanted to be. I just started transforming myself, and it took, it didn't really take a lot of time. It just started happening, and I made that happen. And here we go again. Like, I never had muscle. I never had fitness. Don't get me wrong. When I was a teenager, I was very, very skinny, but I could run a long distance. I couldn't run fast, but I could run far. And I wasn't allowed to be in sports because of my heart, etc. But I did take advantage of just running all the time, because I had willpower. That was basically what I've always been good at, is go get 'em power. I don't necessarily have a large support group around me. There's a couple people that tell me I'm doing good for the most part, but I tell myself what I want to do, and I go do it. I don't wait for other people to cheer me on. I don't wait for other people to tell me I'm doing good. I don't wait for anything, because, to be honest with you, I think if I waited, nothing would ever happen. So I make things happen, and I think anything is possible. If you just believe, you just try, you just put in the effort, I think anything's possible. Now, you can tell yourself positive things or negative things, and I think that's exactly what you'll end up having. And I've seen that in my own life. When I'm pessimistic, I get a lot of negative results. And it just seems like it plagues me. It just follows me around. But when I'm positive, when I put the effort in, when I say yes, when I actually set my alarm, to do things just start happening. It's those so-called miracles that people talk about. I don't know if they're miracles, but I think the more you put yourself out there, the more things just happen. That brings me into another conversation. By the way, this is just me rambling. I do that a lot, and I enjoy doing that. I don't think anybody would listen to this, to be honest with you, but for some reason, I really enjoy doing it. I think it's because I have so many thoughts in my head, and it's nice to actually get them out of my head. It's just like journaling. When I journal, it's cathartic, because you feel like you're talking to somebody, and you can just say all the things that you want to say, and it doesn't really matter. That's why people like counselors, I think, because a counselor doesn't say a whole lot, but they give you a chance to talk. So I think that's why this is cool. But I was going to mention religion. I think religion is fascinating. I've always tried to strive to be a good person, for as good as I can be. I've definitely been a bad person many times in my life, and I've done many bad things. I haven't lived a good, clean life, but I try to keep a standard for myself. And I've always thought about God. There's always been this underlying message of God in my life, even though, and I've gone both ways, where I've really believed in God, and I tried to really truly throw myself into God, and then there's been times when I don't believe whatsoever. And to be quite honest with you, I think I'm more of the latter now. I don't necessarily think there is a God, a traditional God, the way the religions believe it. I think that's 100% man-made to try to explain the world around us. And I think the Roman Catholics back in like 300 AD or whatever, I think they created Christianity to control the masses and take over populations and put fear in the hearts of people. But that's another conversation. But I truly believe there's something out there. I don't know if it's energy. I don't know if it's just something that we don't comprehend yet as humans. A higher power, I don't know. I don't think there's the traditional God that sits in some heaven place, creating a world that he somehow lets go to pot and we're supposed to figure it out, and none of it makes sense to me. I think it's all silly. But having said that, I 100% believe in there's more to things than we know, whether it's afterlife or the spirit or some sort of God, but maybe it's not the God that we think or that we can understand. I think you'd be naive to think that nothing exists. I would never try to take away somebody's belief by any means. I'm not somebody who would argue, that there is nothing because, first of all, how the heck would I know? I don't think any of us can know. I don't think you can know any more that there is a God than there isn't a God. You can believe in whatever you want, and it's crazy. That's a testament to belief right there. You can talk yourself into pretty much anything. You can convince yourself of pretty much anything if you really put the time into it. Whether that's success or God. But I think it's naive to say there is no aliens, there's no ghosts, there's no God. You can't prove one way or the other, so you can't say there isn't. You can believe, you can speculate, but at the end of the day, we don't know. You can't know. You can have a good feeling, and somebody can tell you, and you can believe them. But hey, man, whatever makes you feel better in your life, for sure. I think we have to seek what makes us feel good and what drives us in our world to keep our values alive. But yeah, I don't think the Christian religion, especially, I don't think it is what people think it is. In fact, if you look at most of Christianity, it truly is a strange religion because most Christians that I've met, they don't really believe. They say they believe. They say, oh, I'm a believer, but their life doesn't show that. Their actions don't show that. They don't live like that. Which is fascinating to me because if you truly believed, and I always used to say this, I said, man, if Jesus was truly sitting in your living room right now, he just all of a sudden appeared in this blinding light thing, that whatever, and all of a sudden came and sat on your living room, suddenly you'd believe, okay? He'd tell you, you'd believe that he's real. But since that can't happen, let's face it, we say we believe, but we don't really believe because when those bills come due, when stress comes, when things go wrong, you don't believe. You stress out, you freak out. When you're on the freeway getting to work, you're mad, somebody cuts you off. You're not acting like somebody who believes in this almighty power that can literally do anything, change anything, create anything, that made the traffic, that made you. You don't believe in that because if you did, you wouldn't be freaking out. You wouldn't be stressed out. You wouldn't be mad. You wouldn't be yelling at somebody because it's how crazy cool would that be if all of a sudden you found out that it was truly real. Not just real in the speculative realm, but real. And I think if you truly believe, you would live your life like you believe. I think we kind of believe. We have feelings, and I think most people are lost in their feelings, you know. We want to believe. Sometimes we feel like we need to believe, because if we don't, then what? Like, you used to be a terrible person and now you're a good person because somehow you found morality, you found Christianity, or you found values. And so you have to believe it's real, because if it isn't, well, now what? You're still that jerk. You're still that fool that was doing bad things. So we can't have that, right? So we have to believe it's real. You know, or a loved one that passed or something. You know, you have to believe that there's a place that they went, because otherwise, well, now what? You don't get to see them again and stuff? I mean, and don't get me wrong, like I said, I would never take it away from anyone. Me saying this is, first of all, how do I know? I don't know any more than you know anything. I'm speculating as much as anybody speculates. And I believe in goodness. I believe in love. I believe in values. I believe in energy. I do believe there's some sort of energy that comes from people. I think what you put out there comes back to you. I believe this so-called karma thing. But I also believe that people make up a lot of things in their minds because we don't understand that we've been doing it since the beginning of time. We've always had mythology. We've always had, where did the sun come from, and which god did this and which god did that. And I mean, the thought of a god that makes it rain, the thought of a god that created a world, just makes it a little easier to be here, right? Because now it makes a little more sense. Because if you just say, I don't know, well, boy, what do we do now? Now we don't have any idea. Because people, life is messy, like I started out saying. It's easier to believe in something than to just say, I don't know. Life is broken. Life is silly. Life is ups. Life is downs. Like the little guy on Kung Fu Panda said. He said, there is no good news. There is no bad news. Only news. I think that's fascinating, you know? And if you kind of begin living your life like that, you know, let go of the control, let go of the good, the bad, oh, these bad things happen to me, these good things happen to me. Maybe it's just things. Maybe life is random. Maybe it's just chaos. Maybe it's just, you know, random energy sometimes. And maybe there's nothing you can do about it. You can't change it. You can't stop it. And you can't stop what's going to come. You know, like death, for instance. You're gonna die. We get so sad when somebody dies, but we all die. Every single one of us. Show me one person that hasn't died or won't die in their life. It's part of it. It's just part of the deal. Every animal, everything dies. And if you think back on the world, how many people, have you ever walked through a cemetery? You know how many people are in that cemetery? Every single cemetery. Every one of those people had beliefs. They believed in God. They didn't believe in God. They were so sure about life. They were so excited about their goals. They were so disappointed that they didn't get the raise. They were so heartbroken. And guess what? Now they're just dead. And it happens over and over and over and over to trillions of people. And it'll happen to you too, and me, you know? So why do we try to control it so much? I think we'd have such a better time if we just let go and just enjoyed. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy the mystery. Enjoy the fact that we don't know. It's fun to speculate. It's fun, man. But okay, so I mean, here's a good example. Think about L. Ron Hubbard, who created Scientology. Like, what a crock is that? That guy's a science fiction writer, blatantly a science fiction writer, really good at it, and he created a whole world. And guess what? He created a whole religion. And then people blindly follow this thing, and you gotta go, what are you doing? And they have practices and beliefs, and some of them are very, very adamant about it. And that's cool. That's totally cool. But if you think about it, it's like, how crazy is that? People want to belong. People want to have a purpose. They want to feel like they're worth something or valuable, or they have a reason to keep going, or a destination. That's cool. As you should. As you should. Well, hey, how about that? That was a good ramble. Man, points to anybody who listens to this. I tell you what, though, it feels hella good to me. All this talk, all this conversation, all this letting it out of my brain is so healthy. It's so healthy for me. Which is ironic because in the video, I'm exercising. And actually, it's funny because I'm watching the video as I do the voiceover. And I'm kind of detached, like I don't even remember doing the exercise now, even though I literally just did it. And now I'm sitting here recording the voiceover, and it's easy to detach from it. But I think I feel just as good from doing the voiceover as I did the, exercise. There's something that's just very magical about it. I highly recommend you try it. A flow of consciousness, a flow of thought. So this challenge so far, it's day 2. The struggles haven't even begun. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see where it takes me. I think the biggest challenge will be the day that, I don't have time for whatever reason to exercise, and that'll be the day that throws my brain off, but we'll have to cross that bridge when we get to it, right? Because life is messy, right? Right? God willing. Alright, well, I do appreciate anybody who's listened, even to a little snippet. That's great. I appreciate it. And if you enjoyed it, hey man, keep coming back. And if you didn't, that's alright too. Like I said though, this is day 2 of 100. So I've got a long ways to go. And I keep threatening, but I think I'll come up with a better plan for my voiceover, my monologue, so that it has a little more purpose and a little more drive. But this is a good way to start, and it's great practice. So no matter what you do today, have some fun, get a workout in, enjoy something, do something. But most importantly, try to enjoy your life, because it's going by quick, and nothing's promised, man. But you're here right this second. So keep enjoying, and we'll talk to you soon. Day 2. This is Lloyd from Iron Dog Journey.
friends, it's Sunday. That was a good workout. Not too bad, not too bad. For day 2, I feel good. I feel strong. I woke up at about 4. Tried to stay in bed till 4:44 when my alarm went off. But you know, your brain kicks on and you just start going. But yeah, good little workout for day 2. I'm happy. Today's a good day. Started the day right. It's Sunday. I'm ready for it. I got the day off and I'm ready to have a good day. So whatever you're doing out there, make it count. Make it count for something. Even if it's a rest day, make it a good rest day, you know? Or start a new project, do something. But either way, have a great day and stay strong.